I wanted to talk about the fear of feeling good um, when you, as you are going through the healing process after surviving narcissistic abuse, your narcissistic family system. Um, the thing is that this comes from personal experience, and I wanted to share this with you because I think that a lot of you might be able to relate to this. So, what happens is that as we for those of us who went no contact, we may develop a fear of forgetting the trauma because we may feel that if we forget the trauma, the guilt associated with leaving the narcissistic family system will come and take over. And it's a feeling like finding happiness after escaping the toxic environment is a betrayal to our own experiences and the struggles that we endured. So it feels like, if I stop ruminating about this, if I let go of these memories, if I let go, not let go of the memories, but let go of thinking about these memories, if I release all of that, then I will lose all the lessons that I've learned from this. All my suffering will sort of, be for nothing. And it's almost like the fear of feeling good. It becomes a barrier to your healing journey, and it keeps you tied to the past and prevents you from moving forward and with confidence, and most importantly with self-compassion. As a scapegoat, you've been conditioned to believe that you are responsible for your narcissistic parents' mental health. You're responsible for their moods. You're responsible for their depression or their victimhood, right? Whatever it is, it's always all your fault, right? Because, like I said in previous videos, that's the role of the scapegoat. But you're conditioned. This becomes a conditioning. And I think that when we leave our narcissistic family system, it's very easy for that conditioning to kick in. So if we forget, it's like if I allow myself to be happy, then I risk forgetting why I left. And if I risk forgetting why I left, then the guilt will come in. And the feelings of guilt and shame are pretty unbearable, really. It's awful to have to live like this. And so it becomes like a defense mechanism. Also, it's a way for us to cope with what happened to us, and it's a way for us to cope with we have to keep reminding ourselves why we left. We have to keep reminding ourselves why we left the system in the first place. And so, you'll feel guilty, first of all, because, you left the family. And then you have to ruminate, actually, no, wait, I didn't leave the family. They abandoned me with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. They did not do anything about the abuses that were happening at home. The narcissist manipulated the entire family system to believe that they were the victim when they were the ones who were constantly looking for fights. They were the ones who were constantly trying to extract the supply from you. I mean, in the way where I grew up in my household, if I didn't do this, good morning, I'm so happy to be here. If I didn't smile like this, have a permanent smile on my face, if I had a resting face, just normal, right away I became a target of my narcissistic mother. There's something wrong with the way you look. Why are you always angry? You always look so angry. There's something wrong with the way you're so ungrateful. You're so ungrateful. Everything that you do, after everything that I've done for you, you walk around me like this with this face, spreading hatred. But you're not. You have normal face. You have a normal face. You just walk around normally. But a narcissist will find reasons to attack you, and then they will tell everybody, their story, like what happened in their head. Oh, she woke up in a terrible mood, and I'm so tired of doing this and that for this ungrateful child. But the truth is that you did not wake up in a terrible mood. You woke up normal. You went downstairs to get yourself breakfast, and your face was normal. You were just being normal. But because when the narcissist, in the narcissist presence, you didn't do this. Good morning. I'm so happy to see you, mother. I'm so happy because you didn't do this exaggerated, this worship, because you didn't worship the narcissist when you woke up, and you were actually thinking about other stuff like your day, what you had to do, school. If you don't have the right facial expression in front of the narcissist, that would be a reason for them to attack you. There's so many things that would happen in that household, and then that would get the entire family system to gang up on you afterwards, because the narcissist will truly behave like victims with these stories. A haircut, for me, cutting my hair. I was a demon because when I was 16 or something, I cut my hair. I didn't want to have long hair. I just wanted to have a short hair with my natural color, which is kind of brown. But that was terrible for my narcissistic mother, because my hair had to be long and blonde like a princess, right? Because if I didn't look like a princess, I was ugly as hell. I was ugly. And it was a tragedy that my hair was naturally becoming brown. That was tragic in my house, right? The stupidest reasons, guys. They find the stupidest reasons to fight with you, and then they will manipulate the truth around those ridiculous reasons to fight with you. And then the whole family will jump on board and believe them because they make everything so tragic, right? And none of it is true, of course, And so you leave your narcissistic family system, and then look, when this happens and you can't take the fictional fights anymore, you can't deal with them constantly projecting everything that they want you to do, which is not possible. You will never be able to have peace, because they don't have peace within themselves. So as long as they don't take care of their own mental health, they will constantly project what's wrong with them onto the scapegoated child. So you leave, but you're conditioned. You're totally conditioned to feel guilty for everything that you do. And if you don't keep reminding yourselves of these stories over and over, then that conditioning will kick in, and you'll say to yourself, my gosh, where's my blood family? Did I do something wrong? I feel happy. Is that normal? I'm not supposed to be happy. Am I supposed to be happy? I'm not supposed to be happy. My family's not here. There's nobody here. I'm not supposed to be happy. Surviving a narcissistic family system often requires developing emotional detachment as a means of protection, but this emotional detachment will become so deeply ingrained that we don't even allow ourselves to embrace our fully positive emotions anymore, because there can be a fear that if we feel good, then we become vulnerable to manipulation and hurt again. So we're always on high guard. We have to be careful because the world is going to hurt us, right? That's how we often respond, So it's very difficult to allow ourselves to relax and allow safe people in, because we feel like if we do that, we'll get hurt again. So it's really difficult to embrace happiness when you come from this type of system. There's also the fear of passing down the narcissist patterns onto the people that we love, which prevents us from getting close to other people. Because basically we're trained to hate ourselves. Our narcissistic parent taught us that we are hateable individuals, that nobody could ever love us, that there's something wrong with us to the point that we don't deserve to be loved by anyone. And so we can develop fears as well that, we are going to pass on what was taught to us onto our loved ones. Like I've seen, a lot of women having a fear of having children because their own mothers were narcissistic, and they are so afraid that they themselves have the same traits that their mothers have, that they become absolutely terrified of starting their own families, for example. I've seen this quite a bit. You have to develop self-awareness and self-trust. You have to be able to trust that you can handle yourself a lot better than your narcissistic parent handled themselves. You are not the same people, and you are not them, and whatever they projected onto you doesn't belong to you. Having said that, yeah, sure, of course, when you grow up in an unhealthy environment, you will inadvertently pick up unhealthy traits, right? Of course, we become reactive, and you know, a lot of things that have been normalized were sort of passed on to us, and then we pick up those traits, and then we realize, oh my God, am I a narcissist? Am I a narcissist because I behave like this? Look, if you have, nobody is perfect. Everybody has a shadow side, but the key is accountability and self-awareness. When you become aware of your behavior, when you're super self-conscious of you know, of the traits that you believe were passed on to you, become aware of them, and then you can work on healing that side of yourself, you know. You are not going to pass on your trauma onto other people when you are aware of their inner world, when you are aware of what dysfunction is, when you become aware of yourself and the things that you know, have been passed on to you that you might be inadvertently be replicating. You know, you are not your narcissistic parent. You can develop self-awareness, and you can work on yourself. And remember, nobody is perfect. Nobody's perfect. Of course, your narcissistic parent taught you that your imperfections make you a demon, but that's not the case at all. You are not a demon, okay? Because you have flaws or because you made mistakes, okay? So you really, I think it's so important for you to allow yourself to, you know, find that happiness and to create your own family, you know, and to have loving relationships in your life. Allow yourself to do that, because you are not that parent, and the things that they said to you are their own projections. They don't belong to you, you know. So you have to, you know, be mindful of this. I want you to allow yourself to feel happy, because you feeling happy, you feeling relaxed, you feeling good will not negate your experiences. It will not make those disappear. They will always be stored in your memory, okay? You won't forget them, you know. And you have to trust yourself that you know, this really comes down to self-trust. You don't have to go inside those ruminations every day to remind yourself why you did what you did. Instead, I want you to repeat this: I love myself, I trust myself, okay? I want this to be your mantra. I want you to say, I love myself, I trust myself. Every time that you feel the need to go back into your past, and, you know, let's say you start feeling good and, oh my gosh, but I feel good, that means the guilt will come, and so on. Forget all that. Repeat, I love myself, I trust myself. You don't have to dive into the trauma each time. I love myself, I trust myself. I love myself, I trust myself. Say it with me. I love myself, I trust myself. Every time that you feel like you're sinking back, that you have to sink back into those memories and remind yourself why you left, because the guilt is becoming strong and you can't take it. I love myself, I trust myself. Repeat, repeat, repeat. You can trust yourself, okay? You can trust yourself. You left for a reason. You left for many reasons, actually, okay? You left because you were in a toxic environment. You left because you were scapegoated. That's why you left, okay? You left because your body was pushed to an extreme. It was, because trauma is physical, okay? You know, everything that you've been through becomes trapped in your body. And you know, the best way to heal from, you know, your narcissistic family system and the narcissistic parent is in your life is truly to remove yourself from the situation, process what you've been through, and then work on your personal growth and self-discovery and getting to know yourself. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to focus on. So when you feel those feelings, when it starts to come, I love myself, I trust myself. Repeat over and over and over. Make that into your new mantra, okay? Repeat that every single time that you feel like you have to go back into your thoughts and retrieve those memories so that the guilt doesn't come. You don't have to do that. I love myself, I trust myself. I love myself, I trust myself, okay? Don't forget it. Love yourself and trust yourself. You did what you had to do to protect yourself. I know it's hard sometimes to come to terms with that because you're in an environment, you're surrounded by people that tell you otherwise. But I mean, you've been gaslighted. You've been surrounded by people that completely deny your feelings, they denied you the right to feel your own feelings. They denied you the right to sharing your experiences. They denied you the right of feeling heard, of feeling validated, of feeling understood. That's the environment that you come from, okay? That's why you had to do what you have had to do, So trust yourself, trust your reactions, trust your instincts. I love myself, I trust myself.